Brentwood Real Estate 2022 quarter one. We're jumping into the numbers in this video so you have a clear, crystal view of what this Brentwood real estate market here in Los Angeles is all about and where it's going. So by the end of this video, you as a buyer or seller can be successful no matter what this market throws at you. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's been a great week, and we're about to get into some quarter one 2022 Brentwood numbers. But if you're joining me for the first time, we're all about delivering transparency so you as a buyer or seller can completely understand if this is the right time for you to either jump in as a buyer or seller in this hot sellers market that we continue to experience here on the west side of Los Angeles. Now, again, I'm Eric Haas with eXp Realty. I'm a 24/7 realtor here on the west side of Los Angeles, and I'm happy to help you out any way I can. But before we jump into these numbers, so you can get a clear perspective of what's going on in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California, please like, comment, and hit that subscription button because that makes it all happen for me. It keeps me motivated and delivering value for you on a weekly basis. So without further ado, let's get into these numbers and see whether or not this market is turning for buyers or continuing to be a hot market for sellers moving forward into 2022. Alrighty guys, let's get right into the numbers. And first, we got Brentwood quarter one 2022. We're looking at the actives, the pendings, and the number of solds that happened in quarter one versus quarter four. You'll see that I don't have the stats for quarter four with respect to number of actives and pendings, but we'll have that moving forward into 2022 so you have a clear understanding of where we're going, how this market is changing, and if it is changing into a buyer seller's market. Right off the back, we've got 41 homes that were available in quarter one 2022 for sale. We had 38 number of pendings, and the dramatic number was a 38% decrease in the number of solds from 84 down to 52. Now, what does that mean for buyers and sellers? Well, buyers, it's still going to be a tough market, very competitive, but keep on the lookout for homes that are overpriced because sellers, unfortunately, you're not watching a lot of these videos or you're just thinking that your home is better than everyone else's. But on that note, you've got to make sure that you price your home right because overpricing is going to kill what you put in your pocket at the end of the day. And guess what? There's no such thing as underpricing in this market. And you wait to the end. I'm going to show you some perfect examples of homes that went slightly under market value to reap the benefits of a hot seller's market with a ton of attention from buyers and leading to that price going over. Alrighty guys, we got some interesting numbers to check out with this next one. As we get into part two, we're looking at the median active, the median pending, and the median sold. And as you can see, there's a big discrepancy for quarter one 2022 between the median active and the median pending. And you know I'm a big stickler for pricing your home right from day one. There's no way around that. It's the only way you're going to win in this market. But it seems like there's just a huge discrepancy between that median active and that median pending. And why is that? Well, Brentwood is a neighborhood that has a price range that is really encompassing of everyone almost. You could get in at a home in Brentwood for 1.5 million plus, or you can get your dream home all the way up to 50, 60, even 100 million plus. We've got celebrities, entertainers, athletes, you name it, everyone's living there if you got the money at the end of the day, which I don't, and that's why I'm happily living in Mar Vista. But we're looking at our median pending, and it's like, wow, big difference. But as I mentioned before, with some of those bigger priced homes, it really pulls up the median active price and doesn't give a really clear understanding of whether or not that's on point. That's why we look at our median pending price, which really shows that the market's actually going up in value for Brentwood to the extent that we're seeing the median sold for quarter one at 3.3. These are homes at 4.5 million for the median price. They're going to be closing in quarter two, which is seeing then an upswing in prices. And so we'll probably see that this median sold actually starts going back towards that 3.7 million, if not exceeding it at the end of the day. All right, guys, let's get into part three where we're checking out the average days on market, the sold volume, and then our sold price versus the list price at the end of the day. What does all that mean? Let's jump into it right now. Brentwood quarter one 2022 versus quarter four 2021. You know, average days on market is not always the sexiest thing to talk about. And even right here, we only see an 8% drop from 49 to 45. So it's not really something really that much to pay attention to. But what is really cool to check out are these stats. Now, if in quarter four 2021, you sold your house in the first 30 days, you can expect to get 103% of your asking price. That finds you going over the list price at the end of the day, which is exactly where you want to be. However, if you sell your house after 30 days in quarter four 2021, you're going to be expecting 96%. And if you go to where your home sells after 100 days, you're looking at getting 90% of the original asking price at the end of the day. Now, if we move forward to Q1 2022, this is where we can see what the changes really are between the days on market for Q4 2021 and Q1 2022. So we see in Q1 2022 that if you sell in the first 30 days, you're getting 104% of the original asking price. That is up 1% since Q4 2021. However, you look at the selling after 30 days and you're getting 92% of the asking price. If we go back to Q4 2021, we were at 96%. And moving forward, if you sell after the 100 days, you're getting 92% of the asking price. So it hasn't really changed between 100 days and 30 days compared to 100 days for Q4, only getting 90% at the end of the day. So just some interesting statistics that if you price it right, it just goes to show you right there in the first 30 days, you sell your home and get under contract, you will be going over the asking price. However, if you're not pricing correctly, sellers, buyers, tip for you, you're gonna get a great deal and you're gonna see homes going 8%, 10% under the asking price at the end of the day. Looking at our sold volume, it is down 50% from 550 million to 258 million. Now, again, guys, remember, Brentwood is not like a lot of markets. Similar to Santa Monica, you have these great homes that cost oodles amounts of money. I mean, oodles to the degree of like hundreds of millions. So this number can really be offset by just a few deals happening in that quarter. So I'm not going to put too much emphasis in the fact that volume has dropped. I get it. It's still a hot seller's market. We saw that with the drop in the number of solds as well. So this is something to pay attention to, but bear in mind, sometimes there's some of those sales that really throw off this sold volume number at the end of the day, especially when looking at Brentwood. Now, if we look at our sold price versus list price, this will paint a very clear picture no matter what price point you're at in Brentwood. 94% of the original asking price in Q4 2021 versus 95% of the original list price when selling in Q1 2022. A 1% increase, every little bit helps that you can keep in your pocket. And if you're pricing right at the end of the day, seller, you are not going to have that problem. But if you do, buyers, you're going to be in a great position to capitalize. Alrighty, guys, we're about to wrap it up with this last slide. This is part 4 as we take a look at actually my favorite stats that I cover in all of these market updates for the neighborhoods here on West Side of Los Angeles. And we're looking at the number of homes that went above the asking price, sold at the asking price, and the place where you don't want to be as a home seller is selling below the asking price at the end of the day. Now, you may see a discrepancy with the number of homes that went above the asking price. It looks like it went down from 25 to 20, but what you have to pay attention to is the fact that the number of solds went down dramatically, as we saw in part 1 of this video, where we had 84 homes sell in Q4 versus 52 in Q1. So keeping that in mind, 20 going above the asking price in Q1 actually accounts for 38% of all the homes that sold in Brentwood Q1 going above the asking price. That is an 8% increase actually from Q4 2021 and it being at 25. Now, if we look at the number of asking, the homes that went at the asking price at the end of the day, that just jumped up from 2 to 4, but the 4 accounts for 8% total of the number of sold homes for Q1 and 2% in Q4. Now we're looking at the major number here, the number of homes selling below the asking price, and that still, unfortunately, is the biggest number that we're looking at the end of the day. 28 in Q1 2022 sold under the asking price, accounting for 54% of the homes which sold under the asking price as a result of not pricing correctly at the end of the day. But that number is actually down 14% compared to Q4 2021, which was at 57 and at a 68% position, finding 68% of the homes in Q4 2021 selling under the asking price. So what is this telling me right here? Well, homeowners are getting smart, but there still is a lot of opportunity for buyers to get in there as long as they're paying attention to the price reductions. Buyer tip, you've got to pay attention to those price reductions or the homes that go into contract and then come back on market for whatever reason. These are prime opportunities for you to take advantage of because other buyers just simply aren't paying attention to those and are really just looking to see what next comes on the market tomorrow for that matter. So as we look at this right now, it is a hot seller's market. If you price it correctly, seller tip, price correctly, no such thing as underpricing, definitely such thing as overpricing, as we see here with 54% of the homes going under the asking price in a hot seller's market that we're experiencing right now on the west side of Los Angeles in 2022. So there is opportunity for everyone, whether you're a buyer or seller. It's just a matter of how you strategize and effectively position yourself to be successful in this market. So guys, I hope you found tremendous value in this. I'm always here on a weekly basis trying to deliver the utmost value to you guys so you understand where this market is, where it's going, and how you and a buyer or a seller can be successful in this market no matter what we're facing. So if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a blessed weekend. And I'll see you next week with a lot more information as we jump into Pacific Palisades.